Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Here we go of Awaken with Sam. My name is Samantha. I am your host. And for today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about timelines and a whole bunch of other things that come along with that. So, if you're new, welcome. If you are here on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you are, Patreon, welcome to the ride of our lives. Um, I wanted to bring this topic in because it's really a big one. It's really a never ending one, actually. And I'm going to bring myself here fully to talk about this. There's a lot, like always, a lot going on. And there's so many different processes and there's so many different phases to this. Right now, the massive amount of change that we're going through is a bit chaotic and a bit confusing for our linear logical mind, right? It doesn't fully understand what's going on. It doesn't remember. Okay, the part of you that remembers is your higher self, soul light, higher heart, higher mind. Okay, which is why it's so important to continually connect to these aspects, right? So that we can continue to feel into everything that's happening at a much bigger level so that we can start to remember, right? There's the awakening process, and then it evolves into the remembrance of absolutely everything. So, what we are experiencing right now, what we're seeing, what we're feeling, what we're going through in all different levels is a realignment of absolutely every aspect of our reality, every aspect of our world, every aspect of absolutely everything. And this brings us into the many timelines that must shift, that must be realigned in order to bring forth this new era of light that a lot of us have remembered, a lot of us are feeling that too, a lot of us are starting to feel there's more to this. There's more to this process. There's more to what's going on. It isn't just what we see out in the media, in the news, whatever the case may be. There's a lot more going on. And so the one of the strands in which I wanted to talk, that I wanted to bring forth as far as this topic goes, is the length in which things occur. Now, of course, everything's relative, depends on what it is that we're talking about. But there's a lot of things, there's a lot of questions going on in the linear head, linear mind about when and how long. The concept of linear time, linear space is dissolving. So the human head, which is a closed mind, is very confused about all of this and wants things to happen right now and right here. right? It's very like instantaneous. It's this instant gratification. It's this, doesn't really want to do anything or work for anything. It just wants things automatic, right? Now, there's a lot of things that we see. There's a lot of things that we're already feeling into about this new era, about this new world, new earth, that we want it right here, right now. But we have to continue to remember that there is so much underneath the surface that is still coming up, that still needs to be cleared, that still needs to be realigned. And so one of the biggest things about all of this is to not get caught up with that old perception of linear head, linear mind, wanting things right now or wanting to know right now, wanting things to happen yesterday. Now, this is an energy that is inside every single one of us. We all want things to happen right now. We all want everything to just collapse in a second and just emerge in the next. But energetically and from like the higher realms, higher level of consciousness, this is about continually evolving in consciousness and expanding in consciousness, which is an enormous ordeal that does not happen overnight. There is there are many, many processes, right? There are many, many things to see. There are many, many things to feel. There are many things to come into awareness from the space of love, from the space of your higher heart, in order to so interesting. I am actually. This is so fascinating. Okay. Give me a moment to just breathe. All right. We might be shifting gears right now, right here. I did forget that I was live. So let me just check that real quick. Thanks for being here if you are here live. Hi, welcome. Good thing I actually checked and remembered. Okay. As we continue to go with the flow, I'll see how to bring this forth in the highest of ways. The biggest thing, I'll keep it super simple, is to allow yourself, allow your body to feel into not just absolutely everything, because yes, of course we have to feel into absolutely everything, but we have to feel absolutely everything from deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper levels. One of the things that I've been saying to kind of bring through this more of like, oh, there's everything is um everything happens in divine timing. We have a 5-year window. Like we have the rest of the decade where so much will continue to transpire, so much will continue to occur, so much will be cleared in order to gain the level of awareness that we need to start consciously, from a higher self conscious, building, curating, reconstructing, all these old systems into new systems. So right now, one of the biggest things is to allow everything that is happening right now and really honoring the now, honoring where you are right now, honoring the space you're in, honoring the location you're in the reality that you guys are in right now. Because I can promise you one thing, it will not stay the same as we continue to travel through this 5 years. Everything is going to change. The timelines that are being created right now through our bodies need time, right? There is an energy, the energy of time, that must be honored. We must respect, how things will occur, because this isn't going to be something we do from the linear mind anymore. The way we do things, the way things realign, it's not done from here. This is done through your light. But we're still in the process of allowing ourselves to actually trust in our light, actually surrender to our light, right? And so as we continue to open up more and more and more to all of that, there's this opened door, openness that allows us to fully allow the light to do all that it needs to do. So the paradox with all of this is that as we let go of that linear mind, ego head perception that says, how long is this going to take? When is this going to happen? The resistance of that happening dissolves. And so while we may get like, information of like, oh, this might happen, however long, the more we continue to feel honor, clear that resistance, the shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter the gap between that timeline or that thing, the shorter it gets, the less the gap between where you are and when that will happen actually. The less the smaller the gap, the smaller the gap. And so this is part of like, there's so many surprises, there's so many different things that will occur that we won't know exactly when, because there is this magical energy of just going with the flow. Because the more that you are in the present, the more you go with the flow, the more you will be ready, the more prepared you will be for that reality to show up. And you will be much more prepared for whatever reality shows up in your world. There is an element of surprise. There is an element of Let yourself just be surprised. Let your higher self universe bring through the highest timeline possible that you haven't even imagined yet. And that's also part of the reason why sometimes it takes this linear time process, phase for so that you can get to that space where you are so completely and totally open to the highest of the highest timelines. And just holding that trust that even though you may not fully see it, it may not come through your, vision or intuition yet, you trust that the more you sit here in this now, the more you allow yourself to be present, the more you are able to access more of those highest aligned timelines that are already available. So allowing ourselves to become so present with where we are right now, with what's going on in our reality right now, really allowing ourselves to continue to focus, on our mental, emotional, physical, and energetic bodies right now, the more our reality aligns. And that allows the bigger collective realities to also realign as well. So let everything that you're not fully guided to focus on, that's not in your physical, tangible world, let everything else take its course. Really allow yourself to honor where you are more and more and more, because that will be easier. It will become easier for you to honor and respect where everyone else is at too. So, I know there's a lot more to this. I know that we're just beginning. And we're just talking about like this linear year. We're just in the beginning phases. We're just starting. And there's already a lot that we're feeling, a lot that we're sensing, a lot that's going on, a lot that will continue to occur. But really feel into any sort of distractions, any sort of resistance, anywhere, any comfort zones that you may be unconsciously in, so that you can become aware. The first step is to become open and aware that this is actually going on, because it will always be something going on at some level, right? Because the ego is part of this experience, there's always going to be this comfort zone. There's always going to be this little bit of resistance, or however much resistance, always upon always upon always upon always. Okay, this isn't a matter of whether there is, it's a matter of us being open enough to feel it, because there will always be more to feel. There will always be more to see. There will always upon always be more to sense. And so really becoming more conscious, more aware of, okay, yeah, let me just open up to this. Even through the what ifs. What if this is true? What if I do have this little bit of resistance? What if I really am fighting over here? And I'm not aware of it, and I'm oblivious, and I'm in denial of it. Just open up to the what ifs. Just open up a little bit more to that. Your body will start to open up a little bit more, and will start to show you more and more and more of that internal unconscious and subconscious resistance, and then go with the flow, allowing your higher self body to guide you and to show you more. So, um, there is a whole bunch of timelines right now happening simultaneously. There's a whole bunch of timelines collapsing right now, too. And there's a whole lot more that are being realigned and created at this very moment. Um, so keeping it super simple, staying within the presence of your light and your breath, staying within your body, staying within that space of peace is going to be crucial for every single one of us so that we can allow the highest of the highest timelines to come through right now. Everything is happening energetically right now. Now, there are things physically being realigned, and we can see some of those too. Um, and I want to invite you to also start to see that, really start to see the higher timelines that are already seen, the higher timelines that are already opening up, because your mind will automatically kind of go to the old, the collapse, the drama, the trauma, right? But there's so much more happening. There's so much more to that. And so just allowing yourself to see a little bit more of everything else that's happening underneath the surface, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, that may feel small, but it's huge, because that will also continue to expand more and more and more and more and more as the old collapses. One of the powerful things about the old collapsing is that as the old collapses, more and more people are going to turn to the new. More and more people are going to become more aware of how distorted all of that is, and will start to turn to the new. So the collapse, the collapse of the old is imminent. It is necessary. It is already happening. It's part of this process. And obviously, there will be a lot of emotions that come through with that as well. And allowing yourself to become more present, allowing yourself to feel into both, because that's always going to be a really, really important thing, to really feel into both the old and the new. Always connecting to your higher self, feeling into the ego, right? All of these opposites are part of this process. And more, what's happening right now is we're being pushed deeper and deeper and deeper to do it differently, because most of us did not do it this way. Most of this journey hasn't fully been um well, we got comfortable. We got comfortable in different ways and different levels, and now it's time to get really comfortable with the uncomfortable parts of this process. So I'm gonna leave you with that, um as I have to go into my other timeline right now. So thanks for anyone that's here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will be doing a live group meditation coming up on Friday, and then I will be doing the live group session, but actually on Sunday. So I probably will put more info in the description for those that would like to join us. And with that, sending you much love, tons of light, and many hugs. Take care.